Hello, boardies! Welcome to Borderline Games. My name is Gareth, and that is...
Really loud and unnecessary.
And also I'm here with Vicky. Now, we are playing The Letter.
The dogs then.
I scared everybody, I think.
I wasn't frightened. I'm never frightened.
Yeah, you're so brave.
I'm a brave little soldier.
Remind us what has happened in the story. We've been scared by a ghoul that was in the attic.
Oh yeah, there's a skinless lady who I think is really our friend. We fell down the stairs running away from her. We banged our head. There's an interior designer that we're picking up what she's putting down. We want to party in her town.
Yeah.
And she's Scottish, and as you know, I have an affinity for Scottish people. And she's looking at the house for her clients who I think are going to try and buy it.
As you know, I've got an affinity for Scottish people.
What are you laughing at?
It's just a funny phrasing.
I mean, they do know that.
And
if they know anything about me, it's that.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the last episode, I mean, you know my history, guys.
Yeah.
You know all about it. So
we're in debt, and we've got to get money
we're addicted to drugs and gambling. We need a large cash. Blech. We need a large
cash injection.
Yes. And so we're trying to sell this house. It's spooky.
That's good as a precursor. Let's get something happening.
Yeah, nothing is happening ever.
It's a reminder of what what was a reminder? Do you remember what a reminder was?
Every time you guys aren't listening, Gareth does a finger to his lips and tells me to shut up. Stop talking, stop talking.
I quickly mute our microphones and say, shut up now. The keys Rose has just handed me.
Yeah, we're going to the car.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's fine.
I was hoping we travelled in time, but
well, so far it doesn't look like it. Hugging my blazer close to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked of me.
Some papers.
Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell a house, get the money,
pay off
the mafia,
get the drugs, and we'll be okay.
Whoa!
I was not afraid. We're not going to mention that just happened.
Yeah. Maybe that was just for the reader. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence.
She's not have clothes on.
I think it just means dressed down.
Yeah, but I didn't think before.
I just realised I had no clothes on.
Then she would be dreaming. Sometimes she thinks she's dreaming, even though she has physical proof that she's not. She's a bit stupid.
Yeah, she literally carries a journal with evidence that there was a ghost there. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colours.
So weird that
compose the medium-sized crowd. Let me get the sentence out. What's so funny?
That you use American pronunciations of words, but yet you didn't watch American TV growing up. Wonder where that stems from.
I think it's probably me reading the word and assuming that's how you pronounce it.
Ah.
Yeah, I think so. And then it just happens to align with.
But why would that have not been replaced when you've seen the word being used?
No. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads.
Yes, if I was rich, I'd always wear a feather hat.
I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby, like in the stories. What stories do you think she's referring to?
There's stories about magpies
Those
living
birds
nearby.
will have a field day in this.
They are murmuring. So intense.
They are murmuring amongst themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture.
Sorry, I hit the mic then.
Okay. But most of it stops as Rose calls for attention. Give me attention! They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos.
Partner?
We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups.
I know.
Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
I was supposed to be getting paperwork out the car?
Maybe we've already done that. Hearing this, a few wander to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs.
Maybe one of them will like you and then leave you money.
Yeah, maybe. Miss McCulloch also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches. Oh, they're the ones that think they've bought the house.
Hang on, their portrait is already on the walls, isn't it?
It's so nice to
I've not
finally
noticed.
meet you.
And
When
in the
Chief
window.
Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in
Christopher Lee.
town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
I recorded this in a different booth entirely.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne
Can you
on
hear
our
it?
way here, darling?
Slightly.
Oh yeah,
Different
loads of them are
waffle.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I think I did.
They are
Ah.
old lovers.
They
Right,
must be
so
the
how am I
clients-
going to hook up with Marianne if she's hooking up with him?
They must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before. Some magazine?
Or the
or
giant window?
television?
Maybe it
I
wasn't
can't
them.
quite remember. Well, that kind of makes sense if we think we recognise them. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news, one way or another.
One way.
I won't be surprised if
another.
these two already have,
That phrase has come up 3 times so far.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. For people who are popular, though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the other guests, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. I thought they were still dressed up, though.
Yeah, they all look like they're going to a dinner party.
The woman in
Dressing like
particular,
that to look at a house.
yeah, this woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in the group, especially the men with wandering eyes.
Or women.
The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind, though.
Imagine if he did. What would he do? Just hide her. Keep her in a
Stop
box.
it! Stop looking at her! And if I'm going to be a bit bold with my assumptions, I'd say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they're brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just
Oh.
cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. And if you
Says
didn't know
my
anything,
only saying inside.
my only sunshine. It's
How does she know? Did she take the ring off them and then look inside their rings?
Okay, realty policy. Can I just see that jewelry? There's like a box and just keeps everyone's jewelry in it. She's gonna sell
That's
that
actually
jewelry.
a very good idea. That's what I'm going to do when I'm selling houses.
Take jewelry off people.
Yeah, and cash and phones. And then I'll put them all in this box
And
and
if
I'll say,
something's
oh,
go
you'll
missing,
get it back at the end. And then I'll lock them in a cupboard and go home.
yeah, you'd get in trouble pretty quickly with that, I think.
Well, it depends on like how many. If I did it to a lot of people in one go, then maybe they'd never find me. I'd make a really great criminal, I think.
Yeah, that is flawless. Couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think of cancelling
What
the
do people
listing.
do if they need a wee?
What do you mean?
I mean, on stream.
You're just asking what people do. Well, we probably shouldn't have started this episode.
Yeah, but I mean, we have now, and I've just thought to myself, maybe I'd
Or do you want to take a quick break?
no, because there's like 50 people watching us right now.
There are more than that. There's hundreds.
and,
We can take a quick break.
no, it's fine.
Okay, you sure? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
fine,
if
we'll
it
just
gets,
pause.
if you hear my voice like this, that's because I'm jiggling.
If your voice sounds like that, then there's a serious problem.
Why?
I
Isn't that how you sound when you jiggle for a wee?
don't think so.
Jiggle now like you need a wee.
Just sounds normal.
Wait, my voice jiggles up and down if I need a wee.
Well, you did like launch your body up and down in a way I wasn't anticipating. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so, with papers in hand,
I guess so. I did get the papers from the car.
yeah, I lead the way. Ooh,
So it isn't them, but it does look like them.
it does
don't you
look a
think?
bit like them, yeah. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place,
So
I
why
answered
we
them all.
decided to restore everything inside the house as well.
More than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for Sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxborn knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially
Lovely
that one,
lady is what
ma'am.
her name is.
It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancée of Lady Charlotte
Oh
Ermengarde.
my god. Her name is Lovely Lady. She's wearing that
The
Titanic
mansion's
necklace.
current owners have
Oh,
specifically
the
requested that the restoration crew take great care in
what's it
handling
called? Jewel of the Ocean or something? Was it? Got like a special name, isn't it? Okay, well, Vicky will answer that in a second.
Sorry, I was just reading.
What are we reading?
It was saying 2023 was the year to wait a few months before playing a game from Diablo 4 to Starfield. And then, you know, like, because they were shit when they first came out and they needed to be fixed.
Oh yeah.
And then, listen to this.
Okay.
And even Baldur's Gate 3? No. Baldur's Gate 3 was entirely playable instantly. What are they talking about?
I think that they might be talking about Act 3 had like performance issues.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the
It was still
bullshit
it was
of
still
Diablo
totally
4 and
play-
Starfield.
Yeah, yeah. It
It wasn't
wasn't.
like a No Man's Sky, was it?
It wasn't a No Man's Sky situation. Oops. I just skipped a load of dialogue.
A load.
I think maybe at least 2. Precious Book of Arts must say. Talking about her attention is already elsewhere.
How did you do that?
I held space by mistake. Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time. Missed it in grey. Dorian Gray. I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
I mean, that would just leave it
What a,
open.
what a dickhead.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
Her name wasn't Mary Ann.
It is splendid,
It
ma'am.
was Marion, wasn't it?
Oh. Yes. She purposely getting her name wrong.
Yeah. Why are we calling her Lovely Lady?
But
Call her
isn't it
Norbert
a little
instead?
too early to
Yeah.
make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Why is she suddenly so Scottish?
I didn't understand what she said. I'm going to have to read it.
Isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Oh, I did it again! It's doing it on purpose.
What are
Right.
you pressing?
Right, never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want to change before we move in. The rest of the conversation got lost. Maybe I'll just click instead. The rest of the conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but the sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope that I won't be trapped in this life of debt. Oh, please, please, please let these guys be the one. Essentially, our group reaches the kitchen.
Essentially.
What did it say? Eventually.
Yeah.
Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort had been put into retaining the room's
Ooh,
classical
is that
appeal.
trapdoor?
Yeah.
Stay
Away from that
trapdoor.
trapdoor. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing. Like the ones I've only seen in fairy
This is
tale
not an
books.
impressive kitchen for a mansion, really, is
Yeah,
it?
you'd think it'd be much bigger.
And like have marble or something.
Yeah, yeah.
This
And
looks like a country.
Mad props to the cleaning crew. This suddenly came out of nowhere. It's not had anything like that before. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks, and how much of the pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make
just
it
looks
look
like a
presentable at
country
least.
home kitchen. Our kitchen's more impressive.
Our kitchen is very impressive.
Yeah.
The highlight of the
I
room
wish we
Our
had
kitchen's
this.
over
what's
2
underneath
floors.
this
isn't it?
hatch here.
Yes, it is. It's over 2 floors. I mean, it is a pain in the arse if you want to ever microwave something. You got to go upstairs to do it. The highlight of the room, however,
we
is
had
what's
one of
underneath.
them.
Yeah, but
and
well, the problem
You
is that
hated it.
they get kind of greasy, which is a problem. But I do like it still
Why though?
because you see all the pans.
Yeah, but why do you need to see them?
You
They're just in
don't.
a cupboard.
You don't, but then you'd have to open a cupboard, I suppose. I mean, there's cons and pros for every situation. We've got probably the best situation:
Yeah, 2 floors.
2 floors and a slide and a ladder.
What else would you need?
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
Are you
No,
shouting?
no, a skinless ghoul is down there. This is the first time the guy in the grey speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright. When crossing the road, my memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. Okay.
Yeah, her memory has supplied the name.
Okay. You couldn't say I remember.
No.
His sudden attentiveness caught me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place.
He's really into salads and wine.
But this time something lights up in his eyes. At the mention of the undercroft, I'm surprised these guys didn't go with Rose.
Why?
Because didn't Rose have
She was going upstairs.
Marianne?
No.
She's
Marianne
here.
is
Oh,
with them.
Okay. What's so interesting about the basement? I really don't understand rich people
So he
sometimes.
can keep all his like prisoners
Maybe
there.
he knows something about this house and there's something down there. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who's seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. The hole in the floor. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. On a grown man,
It's sexy.
it's almost funny, irresistible.
Yes, sir. It could house
Yes,
around
sir.
7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Jesus.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
Elves.
What? How do you think it was built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar had been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
Okay. How were they selected for that purpose?
The
It's a
special
good place to
bricks.
keep your private
Magic
collection
bricks.
in if you have one, sir.
Your private collection that no one sees. Your secret pawn bricks.
Is he supposed to be Mr. Grey?
Yeah?
It keeps the corks in good condition.
He's the man that was in grey.
Yeah, you know who Mr. Grey
Oh,
is.
you mean
It's that shit book that everyone banged on
50
about.
Shades of Grey?
Yeah. No, 40.
Is it?
No, 40 Shades of Grey.
I thought it was 50.
Oh, maybe it is 50. I don't know.
If you like 50 Shades
I tried
of Grey,
to read it and it
like,
was
comment,
so
subscribe.
bad. If you like 50 Shades of Grey, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard?
Our voices
Perhaps
changed
you
as
could
well.
start one here.
No.
Oh,
Right.
love.
You know we're going to need space for that.
Right,
darling.
love.
Yeah, it's a very
You know we're going to need space for that,
inconsistent
darling.
accent.
I have a severe drinking problem. And this isn't big enough.
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermin
And
Garden
again.
on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
Good. There's a contemplative, contemplative, contemplative,
Contemplative. Contemplative. That's how you pronounce it. Contemplative.
Contemplative. Contemplative.
I don't even know what it actually is now because you've said it.
It's just, I can't
so many
imagine it in my head
times.
anymore. Contemplative.
That's
what
it.
is,
That's
yeah.
it. Yes.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. Just looking really weird. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch.
Want to go in the cellar?
After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlour. Funny, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now, I can't even bring myself to care. No matter how much my feet hurt, have you noticed how much Hagrid's listening to me?
I know. That Hagrid's our dog.
Maybe this
No.
is just my
Character.
maybe this is
Very
just
funny.
my excitement over a possible sale. Yeah, we've got a little Shih Tzu called Hagrid. When we reach the parlour,
Oh, this is where you do all that. Listen, shh, don't speak. Shh. Listen. This is where you do. Don't speak to the dogs.
oh, you think so?
Yeah, this is where I'd have my crystal.
You don't think this is the two that looks a bit like him?
I know it does, which is a bit weird.
When we reach the parlour, however, an odd feeling washes over me.
Deja vu.
It starts off
Oh,
with
no, she
small
has been
goosebumps
here
on my
before.
skin. A feeling of being watched intently.
Is that guy there? Yeah.
Whispers in
What
my
is
ear.
that giant step, by the way? The
Where?
fuck? That? Is that?
This.
Oh, I
This
see.
is
It's a
the
rug.
yeah.
Okay, I had eye surgery a week ago, so that's why to me it looked like a sheer drop. Can you see the other rug?
Yeah. You
That
mean
was
this
like
here?
no, yeah, but
This.
see the edge of the other rug.
Yeah.
No, not that rug. The other rug.
This.
No, the other rug.
This.
Yeah. So that was like, I thought it was like a big step. So see the purple floor.
Yeah, it looked like it was stepping down.
Yeah. Like that
It's
was the
interesting.
floor there, and then there's a giant step down to this other bit of floor, and I was like, that's ridiculous. That's huge.
It's funny how your eyes can kind of trick themselves like that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
can you not see that at all?
No. And I think
Squint.
if you could see it a bit sharper, you probably wouldn't think that. Do you know what
Well,
I mean?
no, now I understand.
can
But
kinda
squint it.
I can
Squint
see
it.
what you mean.
Squint.
To
Do a
me, if
squint
I
right
squint,
now.
it looks like maybe it could be a downward, not step, but slope. A little bit.
Yeah, it looked like a sheer drop to me. Eye surgery, guys.
Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision.
I
Dark
know
silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look.
Hagrid around this time gets something that's a TREAT. She's noticed I'm talking about it. So she normally gets this thing anyway, and it fills her with insane excitement. She's waiting for us to ask her if, like, she wants it, but obviously we're streaming and it's a whole rigmarole. We have to just talk and roll around and jump up and down, and we're not going to do that.
We could do. You can just keep the chat busy. You can just talk about your feelings.
I'm not talking about my feelings.
Oh,
these
not again,
people.
no. A chill settles down my
What if I
spine.
start to weep?
Yeah, can you imagine I came back and you're just weeping, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in a cold sweat. I can't do this.
I cannot do this.
I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone. We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor.
She's just
In
gonna
the
lie
meantime,
down now.
please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared.
Just lie on the floor. That's what I do.
If anyone has any questions, feel
It's a
free
bit
to
insane
approach
that
me.
this
I'd be happy
person
to
who's
help you.
apparently healthy gets so tired after walking around for
If anyone-
half an hour.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'll be lying down underneath this table. I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my
Think
lips
about
in a...
what?
Well, because it's you feel like you're being watched and she's remembering the ghost.
But why is she saying I've caught Becca's cold?
She's saying she's trying to excuse the feeling as being cold, whereas
I mean,
really she
when
knows.
does anyone ever say, "Oh, I've got a really bad cold"? You know that feeling that you're being watched all the time. Yeah, I've got that.
It's just because you're ill.
Really bad cold.
It's that you're ill and you're hallucinating.
I think if I was hallucinating with a cold, I'd be a bit concerned. Yeah, you know, it's just the usual sore throat, sniffles, hallucinations.
You've clearly not been ill.
Yeah, I think that is my problem.
I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer,
Angela Bassett.
until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
She's a ghost.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
No, this mansion
Not a
is
problem,
tiny.
ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
I've just been in 3 rooms.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Right.
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hana. Call me
Hana.
Hana.
Honor. Hang on. Look at our relationships. We had a honor on there.
We do.
Honor.
Oh, Luke, right. Okay. So they're
Okay.
going to be prominent characters.
Go
Rose is
back.
probably still dead. What's up?
Honor and Luke.
Yeah.
I still can't believe how much we like Marianne. Who's
She's the best.
Isabella? Is that us?
That's yeah. Where Isabella?
We have a relationship with with
No,
ourselves.
this is grayed out. So I think what might happen at some
Oh,
point.
we changed
I
to
think we might
thingy.
change to different people.
Where's the woman that's not on?
That's the question because she's definitely she's more prominent so far than Rebecca. So what's going on?
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
Once it's been confirmed that you're buying the property, you arse.
Yeah, what kind of a weird question?
My brain
is that?
completely stops. The sick feeling of plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, w- but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. You ever been speaking to someone and they're in front of you and they've put a hand on your shoulder? It's such an invasion of like space.
It'd be worse if they like put it over your mouth, though, wouldn't it?
Yes,
They
but
just reached across and just covered your mouth.
but do you think that that's like for them to put it on your shoulder?
But what
is
if you
quite-
were doing a line dance?
Yeah, there's. I mean, I can't think of a situation where they put it over your hand in a line dance. So I guess on my shoulder is worse.
No, on a line dance, you put it on your shoulder.
Yes. So only in the situation where you're dancing together is it's
No.
okay.
What if that you're doing the conga? Some people do waist, hips, or shoulders. I mean, I suppose the conga's a type of dance.
Yeah. It's been argued that it's
What
a
if
type
you're
of dance
just
for
like
years, isn't it?
banging someone on the shoulder because they've just told you a good joke? Nice one.
I can't imagine. I mean, that seems really cartoonish to like slap someone on the shoulder after they tell a joke.
I do it all the time, day in, day out.
Oh, I know you do, but you're a special case.
I'm a unique character.
Vicky, you are totally right in this situation.
Thank you.
For a moment, with a tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particular sour lemon.
That's the fish
Oh,
you're pulling right now.
please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
I mean, that's not quite the issue.
And just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I mean,
bit
yeah, just put in
presumptuous.
the higher bid then. Weirdo.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough
Mom
space here
Hannah.
if you want pets.
Mom. Oh no.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats?
I love
They're
cats.
so great.
They'd
More
put-
importantly-
hang on, Pyth. So that was our cat, Pythagoras.
Yeah.
He used to put his paw on our shoulders all the time.
So, Hannah's a cat?
She's also either a dancer,
She's a
appreciative
dancer.
of a joke,
Yeah. Or a cat.
a cat, or I'm sure there was a medical professional.
Yeah.
They put their hands on your shoulders a lot.
They do not. They're not always
Pulling
putting
you
their-
in for an embrace, you might put a hand on a shoulder.
Pulling someone in for an embrace is crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Just someone pull them in.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's not what you do. You
That
open
is
your
what you
arms
do.
in an
Hang on.
inviting way.
Let's roll back the clock and remember when we first met.
Okay, that's interesting where you're going with this. Carry on.
And you, well, I mean, there are a few hands things,
Yeah, there's lots of things we could say about hands.
but you definitely reached out first with one hand on my shoulder and you gripped my shoulder like
Awfully
as if
tight.
you were massaging it, but a bit tighter.
Yeah.
And then you, by squeezing that muscle by my neck,
Yeah.
kind of manipulated
Yeah,
me over
manipulated you
towards
round.
towards you. So
kind of
I was very
Turned
close.
you round, like driving you like a.
Yeah, so I was very close to your face, and then you said, "We shall kiss now."
Yes, that's right, like a caveman.
So I think you'll find people do that sort of stuff all the time.
You included.
I
What-
don't do that apart
No, I was.
from when
You're
I'm
line dancing or when you're
enjoying
pretending
a
to be a
joke.
cat. More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Or if I was going to
Well,
jump over
I'm
your
more the dog
shoulders.
person.
Leapfrogging.
Yeah.
So that is also an acceptable circumstance that might
Or
be
when you're
about to happen.
driving a lady or man in order for them to come to you and foist yourself on them
Yes, foist.
with their
But you see,
consent
This
Yeah.
is
most
going
of
to
the
be
time.
a gift to my
Most of the
darling.
time, but not
It's going
always.
to be our anniversary
recall.
soon.
Consent being asked. You just told me what was going to happen.
I did tell you what
I
was
didn't even
happening.
have time to open my mouth. Do you remember?
No,
You had
you
to
didn't
use
have
your
time.
fingers.
I did have to
open it.
open
You
this
held my
mouth.
nose,
Yeah, so that your mouth had to open.
and then you slid your fingers in.
I slid your fingers in
And
your
that's
mouth.
how you started our first kiss.
Yeah.
You're just doing
Opened
wiggling your
mouth
fingers up
really
and
wide,
down.
apparently. But you see, this is going to be a
Wiggling-
gift, my darling. It's going to be our
Wiggling your
anniversary
fingers up
soon.
and down. You're like,
I
oh,
would
we'll
be so grateful
kiss.
if you could secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the
Ah,
paperwork.
cool.
Oh.
Gonna pay off my debt.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am.
Maybe she was going to kiss us?
I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
Isabella necessary on a bike.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
Have you had enough
That,
of you?
that was such a weird delivery.
Also,
By
it's just
ourselves.
the man we've just been speaking to, so why has he got...
I assume so, yeah.
Think, darling.
Look at him with his hand.
He
Look at
is
them all floating like ghosts.
100% touching her bottom.
Oh, it's just small talk, love.
love.
I was
Just
asking
small
if she
talk,
could help
love.
me with the
What?
paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder.
Yeah, she's still
What's going on with
holding
this
the
arm?
shoulder. It's just behind her back to hide that I'm lying on the ground and she's sticking her nails into my shoulder.
This doesn't look natural. Oh, story updated. Shoulder.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Knees and
Toes.
toes. Go to
Trying to work out what is new here. Oh,
go
I see.
to 8.
Okay. He gives me an apology smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the brunch.
The brunch. It's toast, avocado,
Yeah.
smoked salmon.
Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful.
The like weird turn and the hair wobble really throws me off.
And
Don't
Marianne,
like it.
I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you
It's
can
time.
help us out too, Isabel.
Mm. Dun dun dun.
Isabella.
Necessary on a bike.
Right. It's a lovely
Right,
name,
right.
Isabel.
Love.
It's
Called her the
Isabella.
wrong name again.
What's she calling it? Isabel.
Yeah.
It's an easy mistake
Yes,
to make.
that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
It's your finger. Oh, it's the letter. A look of confusion and
Oh,
disgust
Now
appears
you're
on her
all
face.
cursed.
Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply. That must be what it is. It's whoever sees the letter.
Yeah.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's more than 5 because it said to pass it on to 5 people, didn't it?
At least she's passing it on.
Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's,
I like
an
this picture.
interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's
Darling.
clearly
Buttercup.
not a piece of
Art
art.
is a complete overstatement for this garbage.
She was shrugging
It
before.
looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do
Love.
what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled.
Marion!
Marianne.
But I'm sure you'll know what to do with all walls once we get started.
What does she mean by even you would be appalled?
I
Connor
highly
is
doubt
gonna
it is
die.
as bad as you say, ma'am.
Yeah, maybe. She's not very likable, is she?
No. Hana reminds me of you.
Thanks.
She's identical to you in every way,
Nevertheless,
including
you
the
can be
butty
assured
yellow
that my
hair.
team will only
Butty
pick
yellow.
whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a
I
palette.
mean, this is a chain letter. It's clearly not a piece of art. Yes, this would not go with the palette of the house.
Don't come in this. Fuck.
We shouldn't frame this and put it in the hall, you're right. It's my turn to be puzzled.
Oh, are they?
What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I didn't want to mess it up. But with the way Mom Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her. It has
That's
been
good
an
to hear.
honor.
See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with?
I can't it.
See how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
He calls her Buttercup because of her yellow hair.
Yeah. A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
What would the wrong impression be? Like, wouldn't you just be like, hey, what's this?
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper. At the letter.
Everyone stop. Everyone hold your horses. I'm about to give Hagrid T-R-E-A-T.
Yeah, she's been whining at us.
Not the one she really wants, but one that will do for now. And I believe that Bill... Oh, that's our other dog. Might also be in the mood for a T-R-E-A-T.
We're very close to the end of this episode anyway. I can quickly get them a TB.
Come on, Bilbo. There you go.
What does it say? I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The sides crinkle in my grip and my breathing grows laboured. Thank you for the Foley. Dread quickly fills my mind. Necessary on a bike.
You're
Okay,
looking
go on.
pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose's group joined us in the parlour. I want nothing more than to say that. No, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place. Because I remember everything as clear as day.
So she had forgotten everything.
This letter and that woman in the attic, I guess so. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You alright?
Are you speaking to... I can't hear him.
Oh, okay. It's alright. Careless. I've been so careless. How do
Is
I
it-
even tell them that without even... how do I even tell them that without looking like I've gone mad? Should I even tell them?
Show the... Oh, well, if we'll curse Rose, won't we?
But I don't think it will do it.
Oh, because she's not there. Okay, show her.
It will either be that she doesn't look at it.
Show her the letter.
I blurted out before I could think...
Relationship status updated.
Oh. It's gone down?
But she's a different person.
I know she is. I blurted out before, probably because it looks worse. Like she's like, oh my god, she's going on about this letter. It's going to look bad what we're about to say. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I blurted
Yeah.
out before I could think about what I'm going to say.
Rose, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
This place is cursed.
oh, okay, yeah, that's redonkulous.
Rose
Didn't ask
casts
her
a
to say
nervous
that.
glance at the people in the room.
Thought she was going to show her the letter.
Most are still engaged in a conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in our group's direction have been given her trademark saleswoman smile. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand.
She doesn't look at it.
Without even taking a glance at it, she folds it back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
No, no! You don't understand! There isn't a
I
condition,
wish we hadn't
Rose.
picked
No concussion
show her the
at
letter.
all.
She's
You're
acting like a
fine.
lunatic now.
Yeah, she really is.
But this place isn't.
It might be
and you're
that
being
we
stubborn
did
about
something
it.
weird regardless. Before Rose could open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both our shoulders, pulling the two of us a distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
He's such a
Nothing,
creep
sir.
somehow.
Yeah.
I just had to clarify a few
Without doing
things with
much
my
either.
colleague.
I think he just does little things and he gives you creep vibes.
Why is he always holding his chin?
Don't know. What do you think he's hiding?
He's got a really weak chin, I'm guessing.
What's that thing that you have on your
Overbite.
tie? There's like a little... There's a thing that you can have. It's like jewellery that's on a tie.
Oh, but that's lower down. A
Is that
pin.
normally lower down?
Side pin.
Well, it certainly seems intense.
Ew.
A smile fits the two of you better, in
Oh,
my
fuck
opinion.
off.
Especially darling little Lily here.
Isabella.
Lily?
Gives my shoulders a gentle squeeze, always with the shoulders, while an inscrutable smile spreads across his face.
It's Isabella, sir.
Of course.
That's like been
But
the
my point
worst
still stands.
guess of the
There
name
were
so
two
far,
beautiful
hasn't it?
ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if
is that
you
a black
remove your
eye?
pretty hands from her,
No?
darling.
No? Oh, it looks a bit like it to me, but maybe it's just my eyes. The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It's also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCulloch's face. Realization that we might lose this sale because of my outburst instantly
But you
dawns on
didn't
me.
realise beforehand.
Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Bowing my head. Bowing my head. I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused enough trouble. And Rose can be quite unforgiving of behaviour like this. I'm almost at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler. Eyes softer, a fond smile
Oh?
spreading on her lips.
Oh, yeah.
Those
I'm
pillowy
not
lips.
angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for
I
you.
think me and Rose might, well, if I'm Isabella, might have a
Come
connection.
on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before.
Yeah, well, you're always talking about ghosts and we deal
If
with it.
Rose takes her top off right now, then I think we're in.
Okay, fingers crossed.
If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look,
At these boobies.
That's
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands, a small gesture to stall.
I think you're very pretty.
Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back.
He's in the wire. The dog is in the wire, everyone.
My God.
The clumsiest of all dogs is in the wire.
Well, it turns out that this is a good place for us to stop, so should we just read the end of this? My hand stiffens when she gives
You've
it
read
back.
it already?
Oh yeah, I didn't read this one, did I? More
you
as an
did.
automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling that
One way or another.
it'll find its way back to me
Fourth.
regardless of what I do about it now.
I'm
Rose,
gonna
this
find
is...
you.
You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean,
If when we
who
bought this
wouldn't?
house,
This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this.
You should save that to the next episode because we should end it now.
fine. Sorry,
I've sold
everyone.
plenty of houses
Questions.
before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery.
I wouldn't.
But I
Too many
think...
ghosts.
Look, here's the thing, Isabella.
You're really
If we are going to do this, work on something,
We're gonna
I don't know, this
kiss in this hallway.
big. I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
I need to pay off my debt.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel.
Not the loudest thing ever.
They won't hear that. Our dog's eating. They're called like cheese sticks or something. They're like rock for dogs.
The rock for dogs.
That is what they're like, isn't it?
But after this...
Rock.
I
Yeah, you
really
know when
think
you
should
get-
take a
Oh,
break.
as in like Blackpool Lock. Rock.
Lock?
Blackpool. What's it called?
Rock?
Yeah, I know it's called Rock, but it has a fuller name. Okay, how well. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
I used to love rock when I
You're
was a
kicking
kid.
me out?
Oh my god.
I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere. I can see you, and let me handle this for now.
Somebody's after the
Somewhere I
commission.
can see you.
You're clearly
seem
not
like Rose is
yourself, and I
betraying us.
honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not.
What?
The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please.
Yeah, sorry to stress you
humor
out.
me just
I've
this
seen
once.
ghosts all over the place. She clasps
That's
her
how
hand
you'd
together
behave if I said I saw a ghost.
in front of her. No, I'd scream and run into a corner. She clasps her hand together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding.
I thought we were ending.
And I do understand, to some extent. The end of this episode.
Good night.
Good night.
The
End-
episode is over.
Ending.
Good night.
Good night.
The episode is over. Farewell. Farewell.
Bye,
I
everybody.
wish that you were dead.